Hi everyone, welcome back to the Adore Beauty YouTube channel. My name is Megan, I'm part of the social and content team, and I'm also a makeup artist. Now today we are doing a makeup tutorial, but it has a bit of an astrological vibe to it. So we're going to be doing makeup looks based on a zodiac sign, and each month we're going to cover off each zodiac sign. This month we are doing Leo season. So if you want to see my Leo inspired makeup look, then just keep on watching. So I'm going to be looking at my notes, which looks a bit rude, but I'm just going to give you some quick facts on Leo. I'm not an astrologer. So the date range is July 23 to August 22nd. So if you're born between those dates, your sun sign is a Leo. Your element is fire, so nice and spicy. So it says that you're most compatible with Aquarians and Geminis. I was quite surprised by because neither of them are fire signs, but I guess you would say them two plus any other fire sign. And I'm getting all of my info from astrologyzodiacsigns.com. So if it's wrong, don't come for me, come for the website. Now, your positive traits if you are a Leo are creative, passionate, generous, warm-hearted, cheerful, and humorous, which sounds like a great person to me, to be honest. And the weaknesses, arrogant, stubborn, self-centered, lazy, and inflexible, which, to be honest, don't we all have a bit of that in us? Moving on to the color scheme, because I know that that's what you've all been waiting for. On my online research, I came across a lot of gold, yellow, orange, and copper. That will be the main inspiration for today's look. We want to get some of that fiery, passionate vibes out in this makeup look. So let's just get started. All right, so first things first, I'm just gonna pin my hair back. So yes, this will be the look. I've popped on some Clinique Moisture Surge Intense because I haven't tried it before underneath my makeup. So I want to try this out because a lot of people rave about it. So this will almost be like a first impressions for us all. All right, so I've got you all nice and close with me now. First things first, I'm gonna do my base. So I'm going to mix Makeup Forever Reboot Foundation and MAC Studio Radiance Face and Body Foundation. So this is really, really nice and sheer, and this has a little bit more staying power, but I just find that the two together are a dream for my skin. So I'm just going to be using the Spectrum B01 brush. This is like a nice little flat top kabuki brush, and I'm just going to pounce that into my skin. And I like to just take it down towards my neck to make sure that everything is blending nicely. Bring that all the way down to my neck because my chest is obviously a little bit more tanned than my face. So I'm going to use a concealer that is much more mattifying on this area because my eyelids get quite oily. So I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Paris Infallible More Than Concealer, and I'm just going to apply that to my lids with the Spectrum A18 brush. So it's just a nice little flat, it's like a mini foundation brush pretty much, which I love. And you want to make sure that you're not putting like too much of this product on. You just want a really nice, light, even layer. Now that we have popped that concealer as a base onto our eyes, I'm just going to set it with a really, really light dusting of powder. And this is the Bobbi Brown Sheer Finish Pressed Powder in the shade Soft Sand. When I say like the lightest dusting, I mean like the lightest dusting. Lids are ready. Now before we get stuck into the eye look, I just want to say this is a wearable look. It's not like a graphic lighter, so I'm not going to be drawing like, you know, suns or fires on my face. This is definitely something that you can wear to any occasion. It's my take on a Leo look. So I'm going to take the iconic London Sunset to Sunrise eyeshadow palette. I'm going to go in first with Sunkissed, which is this really nice matte shade over here. It's kind of like a peachy orangey vibe. And I'm just going to tap off the excess. This brush is MAC 224S. And I'm just going to start by pushing that into the crease with little windshield wiper motions, just to create a nice little base. So you want to start in your crease and then softly dust it upwards. So this is what we're going to call the start of our transition shade. That basically allows anything that we pop onto our mobile lid, which is this space here, and anything up below our brow line. It's just going to help those two shades mesh and merge really nicely. And I do like to kind of drag it out just a little bit towards my temple. So now I'm actually just going to dip into Hoola Bronzer by Benefit. Now, a little trick that I like to do to make sure that my eyes and my cheeks are always nice and uniform is I will often use whatever bronzer I've used on my cheeks in the crease of my eye. So I'm going to pop into that. Just on top of that Sunkissed shade, I'm going to pop some Hoola through the crease to deepen the intensity of that shadow. And again, you don't want to go too high up with this, you just want to keep it within that crease. So I'm going to go in with Coral Reef here, Now you can use a brush. I'm just going to use my finger because I find that when it's a really shimmery, highly pigmented shade, I like to use the warmth of my finger to kind of warm up that shadow. And I find that I can get a higher color payoff. So taking that on my finger, I'm just going to press that through the center of my lid, and wow, I'm loving that already. This is very different to what I'd usually wear. Yeah, I think I'm going for like sunset type of vibes, like a burnt orange sunset vibe. And you might be able to tell that I'm not actually bringing it all the way in to like my tear duct area. The reason for that is I'm gonna put a slightly lighter shade in that area so that we get a nice gradient. And again, you can like take this technique and use it on any shades you like. I might actually just go back to that MAC 224S brush, which is pretty much our transition brush. And I am just gonna pop into Coral Reef, and I'm just going to dust that in my crease as well to make sure that that lid color and my crease are really blended seamlessly. Now I'm going to go in with a little detail brush. This is the MAC 239S brush, and I'm going to dip into Moonlit, which has a really nice gold base to it, and then it's kind of got like a champagne-y color payoff. If I wanted this to be really intense, I could probably use some MAC Fix Plus spray on my brush first. And I'm just going to pop that into the very corner, that inner part of my mobile lid. And then just grab your finger that had the orange shade on it and then just slowly diffuse that. And if you feel like you need more color packed on, then press. If you feel like you want to diffuse your shade or disperse it, then you're going to do that swiping windshield wiper motion. Today I'm actually going to go in with this little bullet brush. This is from Eye of Horus. So I might show you on one side with a finger and then the other side with a brush. I'm going to now dip into Heat Wave, which is this beautiful burnt orange shade down here, which to me, if I had to sum Leo up in one shade, I would choose Heat Wave. With Heat Wave, I'm just going to add that to the very corner of my eyes. So I just want the darkest part to be on the corner, just to add that real 3D dimension. And then it's kind of like a color melt. So I actually quite like how that has turned out. And now I'll show you with a brush if you feel like being more precise. So just taking that onto your brush, and then you're just going to place it on that outer area there. You just diffuse that over and over again with your different brush strokes. So I'm quite happy with how that is looking now. The only thing I will do is I'm just going to dip back into Cooler by Benefit, and I'm just going to go back over my transition shade in that crease just to make sure that everything is blending and meshing well once again. Now I'm going to do a little bit of a brow highlight because why not? So I'm going to use that same brush that we used for the inner little highlight. This is the MAC 239S brush, and I'm just going to use that same shade Moonlit in a very small amount underneath my brow. So I just like to take like the tiniest amount, just so that when you move around, those little peaks really pop out. The top of our shadow is done now. I will usually leave my eyes here now, and I'm gonna jump back into doing my concealer, cheeks, then I do my mascara, and then I do my brows. So it's a bit choppy and changey. You do it whichever chronological order you like to do it. So I'm actually using today, and I've used it so much that like all of the branding has come off. It is Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and I'm using the shade 10 Light. So I'll apply it just in there where I have a little bit of darkness. And then I'm going to apply it over here just to clean up my shadow area. And I feel like when I apply it here, it gives the face a bit of a lifted feel. I will usually use a beauty sponge. This one is from Real Techniques, and then I just pounce that into the skin. You can use it damp or dry, it's completely up to you. I'm loving the way that the Moisture Surge is sitting underneath my foundation. Obviously I need to wear it for a few hours for like a full opinion, but so far so good. You can set your concealer areas or your whole face with powder, totally up to you. In winter I kind of don't really use powder. I have like a normal to dry skin type. Now we're just gonna move on to cheeks. So a product that we already introduced earlier is Hoola Benefit. So this is a really nice matte bronzer. They also have come out with a glow version now if you really like that like shimmery look. I'm gonna give myself a bit of a lifted look today. So I'm gonna find my cheekbone, and rather than applying my bronzer underneath in that little ridge, I'm actually just going to apply my bronzer along my cheekbone. And I'm going to stop that bronzer placement at around the center of my pupil and just kind of push that ever so slightly up towards my hairline. And then I'll do the same on the other side. Lift your hair up if you need to. You want to get into there. And then I will ever so slightly dust along my jawline. And just make sure to also bring that product down towards your neck. If you're after a cream bronzer, can I just talk to this for a second? The Anastasia Beverly Hills new cream bronzers. I am in love. I mean, we've already gone in with powder, but I'll just do like a little swatchy for you guys. They are the nicest formula, and they pretty much just give you like a second skin luminosity, but I would say they're a matte finish, but somehow they make your skin radiant. So if you're looking for a cream bronzer, definitely check that out because it is one of my favorites. Now it's time for cheeks. So I'm going to use the MAC Glow Play Blush. This is in the shade Blush Please. And I like to pop that on with the sculpting brush from Real Techniques. Now with my blush, I actually like to pop that just on top of where I've popped my bronzer. So that again, it gives you that really nice flushed, lifted look. Sometimes I actually do with my blush, I take it just through the bridge of my nose, because when I don't have makeup on and I flush naturally, I actually do get a bit of a red tint on my nose. So I don't mind bringing that across my nose because it's how I naturally look sometimes. Okay, so now that the rest of our face is done, I'm just going to go in and finish off the bottom of my eyes. So I think for today's look, I'm actually just going to take Sunkissed and run that underneath with a nice little bullet brush, which has already added heaps of dimension. If you wanted to take it darker, you can grab a little bit of your bronzer, pop that just on the outer corners. Now that all of our shadows are done, I'm going to pop on some mascara. So the one that I'm going to be using today is the L'Oreal Telescopic mascara. I'm sorry, but I cannot do this with a mirror that's far away. I'm going to get right close, and when I'm done, I'll be back. And mascara's done. I wish it was that quick all the time. With my brows, I don't do a whole lot. So I'm just going to take the Crown Brush little spoolie utensil, and I just first like to brush them upwards, and then I'm going to go in with the Benefit Brow Microfiling Pen, and I'm just going to fill in sparse areas of my brows. So I like to fill in the bottom first, and then the borders of my brows, so up here where I feel like I need a little bit more definition, and then through the tail there. And as you can see, that has literally just transformed my brow from that to that. Now, if you wanted a tinted brow gel, I would definitely recommend the Makeup Forever Aqua Resist Brow Fixer. I am in love with this. This has a tiny little like micro brush at the end, and it just adds the most natural little fibers to your brows. I just love it. So if you're looking for a tinted one that's not too like all up in your grill, definitely check this one out. If you're looking for a brow gel or mascara that's just clear, then I love Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. Now you can choose a really dramatic or fun lip if you want, like a bright red or an orangey or like a burnt orange. Usually when my eyes are a bit of a statement, I just like to fly under the radar with my lips, but you do you if you're feeling bold. But today I'm just gonna go in with MAC's Strip Down Liner, and then I'm going to be using Sultry Move, the Powder Kiss lipstick from MAC. Even though this is part of the Powder Kiss range and it has a matte finish, this is super nourishing on the lips. It doesn't feel heavy, it's super lightweight. So if you're looking for a matte finish but you hate the feel of regular matte products, you need to try out this lipstick. I am just a gloss lover, so I'm going to use the MAC Spice lip gloss. Yeah, that's more my vibe now. All right, so let's just let the hair out. Forgot that I'd left it like that. So this is the final look. As I said, orange but wearable. So I hope you enjoyed today's little look. Had a bit of fun, learned a few things. I'll be doing Virgo next, so stay tuned. If you liked this video, please just give us a thumbs up or comment, and we'll chat to you soon. Bye guys.